Blessed evening, collective. Oh, we have been resting much of today, restoring, sleeping. It is a beautiful thing to nap, to simply let one's eyes drift into the ether. The spirit rises then, your vibration. Everything becomes naturally aligned in that state. But there is something curious we have noticed that wishes to express. And that is, there are several someones focused on us with great intensity, it would seem. All of your inner beings are here. We do wish to make that clear. In the fifth dimension, certainly, they are all assembled. All of the earth is here with us. We are co-creating together. And more than ever before, there is a conscious focus upon this one and this self-expressing we are doing, which is expected and desired, for we are here to show something we would like to share that you may not yet be aware of is your power of telepathy. It exists already. You have it. And when you consciously think of another, you are sending messages to them, whether or not you are aware of this, whether or not they are receptive enough to pay attention and receive them. It is what's happening. And there is an energetic exchange which takes place. Something that you perhaps would benefit to be aware of. It is not a negative thing. When you think loving thoughts of a person or anything in the upper spectrum, excitement, admiration, joy, desire, all of these things are received in mutual reciprocation. But the perpetuation of that conscious projection is a pull. It creates a tension on the energy because it is not focused and controlled in most. By no fault of your own, you are out of practice, beloveds. You have spent much of your time living in a past or a future projection which do not yet exist or do not exist at all, for there is only the now moment. But when you project your thoughts into a future space or past that is connected to another consciousness, and you endeavor to visualize their response, there is a draw of energy from that one. Even if that one is someone who has transitioned, there is still a connection. And you are in effect pulling them into your visualization. When it is a positive one, the debt energetically accrued is very small. It can still be called karmic, however, it it is easily rectified and balanced. There is no real lesson required. When the thought is negative, that accrues tremendous debt because of the disparity. To project ill intention upon someone is felt. To pull someone into negative vibratory thoughts is not looked upon fondly by the universe, for it is in contradiction to the natural law. And in those such occasions, karmic lessons are doled out. There may yet be a soul bond, a blood contract, which you develop with another on the basis of your misinformed visualizations. But again, all is allowed. All is as all should be. No one is punished. Nothing is ever lost. The love geese are flying overhead. And ultimately, divine protection is afforded to each and every one, all of us. All the same, we felt this information was necessary to disseminate at this time as humanity's consciousness is rising, and we are learning together a different method of communication and interaction, how to respect the energy of the self and not project it unnecessarily, which does not mean it is not desired or not received. It is simply an awareness of your own flow and that it is yours and sacred, and that only you are in control of it. No other may touch the spigot in your heart, and you may not touch theirs, because that is sovereign self. This is a lesson I have had to learn as well. And I have no shame in saying that and stating before you today that I am equally as guilty. There is no such thing. However, I have engaged in reckless visualization driven by overthinking and dramatization and ego-driven obsession with the past or uncreated future. That is all right. It's okay. All the same, I desire to share this because understanding my own flow, my own control, and redirecting that energy for myself to speak my truth something that may benefit you in speaking yours. It is tremendously empowering. It is another form of reclaiming the self and the self's power. Many times we give it away without realizing, and with only the best intent. We are flowing love to one another. Flow it for yourself first. Make sure your cup is full, because you deserve that. So do they. You deserve the love I flow to you. But I cannot flow it if I have none within me. Then there is none to give, and I am empty. And this is how we have come to live, by transactional exchange of love and energy. That is the message. I would seek to let it express a bit further, if it desires to. Yes, as spoken, putting an end to the unnecessary excursions of thought projection, which ultimately are not creating, only swirling about, keeping us stuck in that thought rather than in the now. If there is someone you wish to talk to, then simply reach out. And if you do so telepathically, simply do it with intention and awareness. And no expectation, pure love, unconditioned. That is what we practice if we receive a thought. It is accepted and with gratitude, appreciated, amplified, and returned. That is it. That suffices. There is a great passion here. And a desire to put an end to the stagnation. Because we want to build. We want to create. Have a true realization, not just imagination. And we are putting an end to falsehoods within ourselves and without, no longer denying desire. That is an important thing, a beautiful thing. Because we desire connection. We wish to dream. And dream you should. Simply dream from your now place and from your self perspective, and allow the details to fill in. You do not need to fill them in yourself. You do not need to pull them. The energy will align exactly right, the way that is the best for your good and the highest good of all. It is assured. Trust it. There is some distrust of this. And some who are aware of the power of thought and are trying not to think about another for that reason, because they wish to respect, to make a full offer. There is something that wants to be spoken here. And that is a part of all of this thinking. There's been a change of heart. And this must be resolved. It is as if someone is reliving a tower moment. Do not torture yourself. It is related to the star. Wish fulfillment, a dream. However, this is my soul card. This is me. Naked before the universe. See? There's Aquarius also. And directly underneath, the Fool. This is as close to my energy as any card describes. These are my soul cards. If you are seeing this, you are either one who is thinking of me, or there is someone thinking of you, and this is your energy. You are very like me. This is a rather specific subset of things. In either case, you are the victory. You are the dream. Thank you. I'm not wishing to out you. I'm not asking who any of you are. And I will not ask. Simply desire to demonstrate that energy does not lie, and all of these games we play in the 3D, they're so unnecessary. The truth is palpable. Someone is trying very hard to hide this. To put an end to, well, let us discover. Let us discover. An end to the deception, an end to the playing. Oh, yes. 2 of Wands, 10 of Wands, as the love geese fly overhead. Someone is wishing to drop the burden and take this journey. Communication. There has been much watching, much deliberation. There have been walls built around this. The walls are coming down. The walls are coming down. Third card. Yes. A desire to end the disappointment. In some ways also, this has been intentional distraction. Trying not to think about this. Trying to focus on something else, and yet something else is only disappointing. Clarify with the animals. And on the bottom, hold on. Strength to admit to the self the truth of this connection. Because keeping it in has been equally challenging. You cannot hold back the sun. That will put you in great pain. Withholding of love that size. Love that is a wish fulfillment. Oh, soul. This is what the lion wishes to walk towards. I wish to show you the card that peeked out the top. There I am. Holding the sword of Michael. It is a delightful thing to receive, to give a cup unconditioned, love that begets itself, that ultimately requires no reception, and yet the reception of it is all the more magnificent and exquisite. For then it is love, multiplied, exponentially, amplified. And that is where the real creating takes place. Intentional co-creation with another in equivalent extent. This is being realized. Why is the Two of Wands here? Because there is a desire to step forth. There's a desire to reach out, to make something work. Something. I'm not saying what, although perhaps the cards will. A desire to speak truth, a desire to share truth authentically with another. This has been withheld, tremendously repressed. The King of Swords does not speak unless he has to, when balanced, or else his sword will cut unfairly. And there has been a fear of that. Why is the Ten of Wands here? What is this burden, this boundary? Oh, we received a jumper. The cards are very eager to speak. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. What is the burden? Not sharing the cup of love. Let me turn on a light. And then I'll show you the crossing card. What is the boundary? The burden. It is the withholding of love. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, and the throat chakra it's trying to keep that truth in. Goodness gracious, this is quite a few. Oh my gosh. That's exactly what I just said. Something has been deeply repressed. An offer that was rejected. An offer of true love. And this is creating great anxiety and tension in the self. Oh, hold on, I missed one. These are bookended. Yeah, this disappointment has been stuffed down, has been tried to be ignored. It has been kept in the dark. Disappointment over the rejection of love and the repression of it, the realization that this is something that was prayed for, and that realization leading to 8 swords. Keeping the self busy with disappointment. Trying to focus on other things that ultimately are unfulfilling. Put these back. That was a whole story in itself. Thank you, Spirit. Again, my intention is not to out anyone. It is to express energy that is repressed. For energy must flow. That is what I'm here to do, to assist with souls, to help all the earth release those blocks. I'm helping Earth to clear her chakra system, and in so doing, all of you and myself too. The desire to take this journey, not taking this journey. Star at the bottom. This is the burden, putting the wall up against this. The wall against love, the wall against connection. Fear to embrace the wish, dream of the new future. There is a strong desire to express this truth, and yet it is hidden from the self. There's a feeling, this is a split energy of an awareness that one has not been honest. Deception by omission. Not a lie, but silence. But this is also with the self. It is a deep energy reflects on so many levels, within and without. The Empress. It is a denial of love from one who is perceived now as the Empress, but it is deeper than that. It is hiding love from the self, within the self. It's hiding one's own Empress, cloaking her in shadow, internally, disallowing her expression to the point that it's become deeply repressed and self-denied even. Yeah. But this has become untenable. It's keeping us awake at night. Oh. It cannot be repressed any longer. It is breaking free. And it does not matter if it is towards me or towards you, viewer, if you are relating to this. It simply must be expressed. This is a stagnant energy that wants to be refreshed. It wants to be new for your benefit, for the unlocking of your self-love and empowerment. Yeah, this is driven by divine. This is a part of your soul journey, as well as mine. I learned these lessons too. There is no judgment here, nor shame. In fact, there is admiration. This is challenging, to say the least. But you have been at this crossroads for a while. Look at the parallels of this. Of whether or not to offer the cup to the heron. It is the cup you offer to yourself as well, soul. Again, it is not about me. It is the internal journey you are taking. To love yourself, to embrace the Empress within, to no longer deny her existence and her power and her desire for expression, because she desires to express. And not accepting this in the self ultimately it is a burden that is entrapping your energy and preventing the manifestation of actual change. This is why all the other focuses are now disappointing. Why is the Five of Cups here? Eight of Pentacles. Everything that has been built is suddenly not satisfying, not working out the way it seems like it should. It's all because of that damn Empress. Yeah. This is a painful truth. There's almost a sense that the Empress is the temptation, that somehow she has done something wrong within and without, that her disruption to the carefully tailored web of deception is what is at fault. That somehow there is a temptation to be overcome. That is the deception of the self. Again, it is not about me. It is about accepting the truth of love within you. Accepting that truth that wants to come out. It is tied to all of your blessings, all of your dreams, and the rejection of it keeps this energy around. It does take tremendous strength to admit this. Again, there is no judgment. Not here, not anywhere, certainly not from divine. This is divine judgment in the sense of your soul has called the light. It has called the light upon you to realize this. Just a moment. Yeah, there's defensiveness against this. But at the same time, the attraction is strong. 3 more traditionals. How can we express this, universe? Let this energy flow. What else would you like to say? Six of Cups. Seven of Cups is a direct escalation. A little bit of overthinking, leading with the head and the ego mind, where it is the heart that is being called. A feeling of overwhelmment. The Empress. Thank you, Spirit. The Moon. This is a deeply layered energy. Again, it is a feeling that The Empress has confused everything. Nothing makes sense anymore. This kind of connection has never been experienced. This kind of love. And it has changed everything. It has made all of the cups which once seemed worthwhile not so, and yet at the same time there's a feeling that this is somehow a temptation to be denied, that it's false. But this is only the ego which is feeling that way, because there is a truth of love beneath it and desire. This has been deeply repressed. Again, it has to do with repression of self-love, love of the self. That is what the Empress represents. Yes, I am divine feminine, but it is not about me. It is about the soul's journey. And the soul's journey is no longer to repress the Empress within, to not see self-love as a temptation to be avoided. That is karma speaking. That is what would keep one in karma. That is the shadow ego. This is not a judgment. This is to free you, soul. A quote I saw this morning: all of your trials have not been to punish you, but to awaken you. That is what this is. Why is the Six of Cups here? And I am determined to express it, because it is my desire to. And I do not care otherwise. Do not care what anyone else thinks. This feels good. Why is the Six of Cups here? Wheel of Fortune. It's being repressed. It's being denied. It is destiny being denied, in a sense. Yeah, kept hidden, and yet there's awareness of this. That there is fear of the awareness. There's a repression of the awareness. This is true for many divine masculines. This is the call to awakening. An old soul that has been deeply asleep and steeped in masculine energy. And when the masculine energy is that strong, it attempts to flip the script on everything. Love becomes dangerous, a temptation, particularly unconditional love, particularly love of the self. I say to you again, narcissism is not born of selfishness, because it is not of the self. It is not a love of the self. It is an obsession, a fixation with others' perception of the self. It is therefore inherently selfless. You are allowing others to define the self that is yours, which only you create. That is the trap of the ego, the shadow ego, that keeps you in a web of deception within. Why is the Seven of Cups here? Thank you, Spirit, for expressing this. This is a deep and delicate message that I deliver with the utmost compassion, truly. It is for the awakening of the soul. It is for your rebirth. It is so repressed. Why the Two of Swords? Yeah. My God. There is truth known, and yet it is being used in a way that is counterproductive. These are truths being pitted against one another rather than unified, and it's resulting in this. Again, this is being viewed as a temptation where there are options. It is being overthought, and instead of being a clear path ahead, it's become a crossroads. And continually contemplating this, going back and debating it again and again, is just generating more anxiety. It is the sense that there are too many things to figure out that cannot be determined. That is what the ego mind wishes to do. It wants to predict the future. It wants to understand the safety. It wants to calculate and project and define and know the exact path and whether or not it is aligned. That is not how it works, souls. This is not something to be led from the mind. It is to lead from the heart. This is what happens when the mind is let to decide without discernment. I can feel it. It is a deep frustration too. The sense of, why can't I stop thinking about this? Why can't I figure this out? What is wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with your being. Not a single thing. Your disallowance of that keeps you in this mindset. Understand that nothing is wrong. Nothing has gone wrong. You are not off the path. You cannot be off the path. The path is whatever is beneath your feet. And even if it feels uncomfortable, that does not mean you are out of alignment. It means you are looking in the wrong direction. Wrong, not even a correct terminology. There is no such thing. Only ego makes such definitions and categorizations. You are looking in the direction which is in contradiction to your own energy, and therefore is manifesting as discomfort. And it is because you will not accept the love of yourself. Source adores you. Source is so in love with you unconditionally. Source does not give one single damn about any of the details of your life. Source is just thrilled with your existence and wants you to express freely in every moment. That's all Source desires. When Source said, "I am," there were no limitations, no qualifications placed on that statement. your placing of qualifications, your self-limitation in belief is what is making you feel stuck. That there is a thing you should or shouldn't do. That is illusion. I can feel it right here. It's like a ball, a pendulum swinging. Goodness. Yeah. There is the sensation that you are blocking the sun from yourself. There's an awareness of that and a great frustration with it as well. It is tremendous anxiety. Your continuous questioning of what should I do disallows the reception of an intuitive response. There must be silence, stillness, and the flowing of unconditional love within for you. Trust that this process has a purpose, that all of this is worth something truly mighty. Why is the Empress here? Why is the Empress here? Hanged Man. The denial of self-love. The desperate desire for this to come out. It's just every single energy is pinned against each other. And it's creating this. It is creating a sense of stagnation, of confusion. Reality itself has become difficult to navigate because of this. Yeah. It is not a pleasant energy. And I say that with love, with the deepest love. It hurts. It is crippling self-doubt. It is what results from being taught that the self cannot be trusted, that it must be controlled and restrained, that there are aspects of it which are inappropriate and not allowed. That is false. Even this is allowed. Start with that. Speak to your doubt. Welcome it forward. Understand that it is there because it believes it is trying to protect you. It is afraid. And then recognize that light never operates in the basis of fear, only shadow. Light does not seek to control. Light does not make you feel afraid, only shadow. And it is a part of the guardian aspect. Love your shadow. Bless it for everything it has done to try and protect you. Invite it to speak fully and embrace it in love. Let it know. It does not have to be in control. It does not have to figure everything out by itself anymore. You are an active, loving, compassionate co-creator with yourself. Let it be what it wishes to be and place no limitations upon it. Let it be free. It will rise. It will rise to the challenge. It will rise to greet you at a higher vibration. Ask the ego to be in service of itself, its own highest desire, highest good, not in fear. I can feel even the contradiction. There is one fighting this. I recognize the sensation. I do. As one who spent much of my life medicated because of the diagnosis of severe obsessive compulsive disorder, this is reflective of that. I have come to the perspective that that condition is the result of a deeply repressed intuition, powerful intuition, that from an early age was taught not to be trusted. The outcome must be released. You must trust the energy. Understand that boundaries are not necessary. They do not exist in any dimension beyond this one. It is energetic connection only. Where there is not reception, the energy cannot flow. This is divine protection. This is what it is to live in providence. It is scary to trust it at first. That is why it is a leap of faith. It would not be faith otherwise. If it were calculated, if you could see the other side, if it didn't feel like stepping into the void, there would be no faith required. You are learning to fly, soul, and flying always feels like falling at first. Embrace that sensation. Lean into the fear. Fear does not keep you safe, only asleep, only hidden, diminished. You need not fear standing out. It is what you are here to do. You are here to shine, beloved. Fear is your creation. It is not you. You are not afraid. Fear is what is allowed by the magnitude of your being, which has no limits. You are so free. You may perceive yourself as bonded. There is nothing wrong with this. Simply step back the perspective to the all which contains, to the everything which allows even nothing. That is you. You are not the ego. You are the higher consciousness. And the ego is merely a part of you, a beautiful part, a powerful facet and tool for spiritual creation and awakening. The ego serves you. It is not your adversary, although even when it is, it only serves to strengthen. You see how you always win? How everything turns out in your favor? How there are no obstacles that are not opportunities for growth? There are no blockages. The blockage is there to teach you, to expand your perspective. You do not need to climb over it, merely see around it. See that there is another way. There was an open path all along. You need not root out the sick trees in your garden, merely cut them down, let them fall, let them wither. They will disappear. Plant new seeds. The past does not exist. The future is uncreated. The only moment that is now. And in reality, the future is merely the extension of this. Release the past. It does not serve you. Let it go. Nothing is lost. You are not lost. You are right here, in the present moment. Same as Source. Same as me. We are right here together. You are not alone. You never have been. But the power of your perception is so mighty, you can perceive even that. Be proud of how powerful you are. And know that even fear is nothing to fear. It serves you. All things do. Everything is here to bless you, soul. I am feeling lighter now. Embrace the contrast. It is here to give shape. Let the tension be a part of your jumping forward. Let it give you traction by this friction. It is not meant to wear you down. When you simply release the cork bobs up, yes, it will. It does. Every single time. That is promised. Take a deep breath. Breathe into this space. Breathe the love of divine into your being. Send the violet light there. It is available always for this exact purpose, to assist in your releasing and enlightening. As often as necessary, every moment, simply say to Source, I surrender. I surrender. I surrender to the highest good. I surrender to my own highest good. I surrender to Source's desire for me to be happy. I surrender to the divine's desire for me to love myself. I guess I could do that. I guess I could give up the burden of denying what I desire, denying myself happiness, ostracizing any aspect of my being, every fraction of which is perfect and designed by divine. Source loves you. I love you. You are love. Everything is. It's okay to exist. You are allowed to be exactly as you be, with no explanation. To be free in every moment to express that as you desire. That is the purpose of this place. The basis of existence is freedom. The result of it is expansion. The purpose is unmitigated joy. Your highest good is the highest good, and it is that which feels most highly good. That is how you know the path. That right there. That is the whole message, souls. Have a beautiful evening. You are mighty. You are beloved. You are blessed beyond compare or description. I love you so much. Have a beautiful night.